Hey guys, so please excuse my appearance today. I have super chapped lips, so I don't have any lipstick on because I don't want to aggravate them. I'm just trying to moisturize them as much as possible. And I'm wearing this cap, but I'm having a really bad hair day. But I needed to get a video up and I needed to film today, so we're gonna roll with the punches and we're just gonna get going. But it doesn't really matter, actually. In all actuality, you're all here to see the makeup. You're not really here to see me. So we're gonna jump right into that and talk about what today's video is gonna be about. And it is about the new Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadows that Makeup Geek just launched for fall 2016. It's their expansion set, so they've expanded the line, they've added new colors, and these are some of the colors that I have wanted them to come out with in foiled eyeshadow form for a very long time. A very long time. It's like they have answered my prayers. So I'm so happy with the line that they came out with. So what we're going to do is, since, most people are already familiar with the foiled eyeshadows by Makeup Geek, I'm not going to really review them because, there are a bunch of reviews out there. They're already an existing product and formula in her line. And for anyone who's already watched my videos, you know that I love the Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadows and I love her eyeshadows in general. So I'm not going to really review them, I'm just going to swatch them, and I'm also going to compare them to pre-existing eyeshadows in the line that when I saw these online kind of looked similar, and I kind of thought I would have dupes, but surprisingly none of these are exact dupes or replicas of any of the previous foiled eyeshadows or like regular eyeshadow colors that she has in her line. So I think that's pretty exciting. I got the bundle of 9, and for each foiled eyeshadow you pay $10. So it's $10 US for one foiled eyeshadow. So if you were to get all 9 of these single, who is mowing their lawn on a rainy day? These, if you were to buy them individually, you'd be paying $10 for each of them. So that would come up to $90 because there's 9 of them in the new expansion set. If you were to get them in the bundle that she does offer on the website, you get them for $80. So you save $10. You're essentially getting one of them for free. So I opted for the bundle set, and just so you know, that is an option. You don't need to pay for each of them individually. You can get them in a bundle deal. I don't know how long that's going to be on her website for, but I just checked today and it still is in stock and it's on there. So if that was something you were interested in, I would definitely say go for the bundle deal if you wanted to get all of them. Okay, so I'm going to swatch each color individually and then I'm going to show you colors I want to kind of compare them to. They're not necessarily going to be dupes of each other, but it's just going to be to compare it to other colors in her line already so you can truly see the differences between them, in case you were thinking that there are some similar colors in here. You have got to be kidding me. So first we're going to start with this gray tone one, and it's called Sorcery. And it's just this kind of, it's a very cool tone, blue tone gray, I would say. So that's Sorcery right there. So on the website, Sorcery is described as a deep slate with a metallic foiled finish. So whatever slate gray means to you, to me it's just very cool tone. Obviously it's a gray, but you know what I mean? Like that bluish gray tint. You know how grays can be kind of like taupey sometimes? Well, it's not this. It's not like a brown gray. It's a gunmetal gray is what I would describe it as. This is Sorcery, like I said, and you can really see that these are very pigmented and they do give off a sheen. This isn't the most metallic one she's ever come out with or the most foiled one, but it does still give a nice sheen, and it glistens in the light on your eye. So it's a really, really pretty one. So that's what it swatches like. And I'm swatching all these with my finger because I apply foiled eyeshadows with my finger. And that's one thing to keep in mind with these foiled eyeshadows. If you've never used them before, if you're not familiar with Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadows, they are best applied with the finger to get the true foiled effect. So if you have short nails like me, it's going to be perfectly fine and you're not going to have issues because you're going to be able to get all over your lid space. Oh my god, I just dirtied my hat. But if you do have long acrylic nails or you don't like using your fingers for eyeshadows, then you probably wouldn't like using these. They'd be harder to work with. So I'm going to be swatching these with my finger because I use them with my finger. So that, just keep that in mind. If you don't like that, then go to someone's channel where they're going to swatch it with brushes. But I think since these are best applied with the finger, I'm going to swatch them with the finger. That's just how I roll. So for Sorcery, I don't have any other foiled eyeshadows that are similar to it, so I have nothing to compare it to. And to my knowledge, she doesn't have any other gray colors in her foiled eyeshadow line. She has silvers, but not gray. So we're just going to move on to the next one. This one is called Plot Twist. and it's a really pretty purple. It looks like a periwinkle blue from what I can see, so it's a very blue tone purple. So here is a close-up of Plot Twist, and as you can see, what I was talking about, it's very, very blue toned. It's a very blue tone purple, but I love it. I absolutely adore this color. So on the website, it's described as a medium periwinkle with a metallic foil finish. And actually, that is what I was like tempted to describe this as, a periwinkle color. It looks like a periwinkle blue from far away, to be honest, but it is purple. It's like a bluish purple, and I love it. I absolutely adore this color, but we can't go off the pan alone. We have to see how it swatches. And purples are generally hard to make, so I'm hoping that this works out well. I'm rooting for it. Oh, that's gorgeous. Look at this gorgeousness. Now, of course, like the other one, it's not the most, it doesn't give the most sheen I've seen in her foiled line, but it still is very pretty. Caitlin Rose is another purple within her already existing foiled eyeshadow range. So these are the two side by side. This one is Plot Twist and this one is Caitlin Rose. So you can see that next to Plot Twist, Caitlin Rose looks a lot more purple, and this you can really see the blue periwinkle base in Plot Twist next to Caitlin Rose. It looks a lot more blue when it's next to another purple. So I'm gonna swatch Caitlin Rose next to the swatch of Plot Twist and show you guys the differences. This one is Plot Twist and this one is Caitlin Rose. Right? Yes, right. Okay. So this one's Plot Twist and this one's Caitlin Rose. On camera, they are looking almost identical, if not identical. Here, when I shift it like this, you can kind of see that this one has a lot more blue and this one's a little more pinky purple, but they are virtually identical on the viewfinder. But in person, I can tell you Caitlin Rose is a lot more purple and this one's a lot more blue. To me, already having Caitlin Rose isn't an issue for me because I can appreciate the difference between the two enough to say that it's worth owning both. But that's just me, and I collect her eyeshadows. So if you're someone who doesn't want to have something that's so similar, I would honestly say it just depends on if you want more of a purple pink sheen or more of a bluish purple sheen. So it's all up to you. Then we have Hype. And Hype is another purple, but it's different. It is more of an amethyst kind of purple, a little bit of a, I don't want to say blackened purple, but it does have a deeper tone to it than Plot Twist does, or even Caitlin Rose. And it is more of that amethyst, like warmer purple, as opposed to the cool tone blue purples. So this is Hype. Right over here. That's a close-up of it. And let me actually show you guys Hype next to Plot Twist. So you can see that this is definitely a warmer purple. Do you see that? Do you see how Plot Twist is more cool tone? This is still, I mean, purples are cool tone, but it's a warmer side of purple. It's a pinkier side of purple. So there's those two next to each other. So like I said, this one here is Hype. So this one is Hype. And you can see when I move it in the light that that pink amethyst purple sheen kind of starts to show up. So this one is Hype. It's described as an amethyst purple with a metallic foiled finish. There's another purple in the Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadow line, and it's called Masquerade. I'm just going to compare them next to each other because Masquerade was the only other warm purple within her foiled eyeshadow line that I could like compare it to. They're not that similar. Like when you look at them next to each other, they look similar. Masquerade pulls a lot more pink than Hype does. So Hype is going to have a lot more of a purple quality to it. So I'm just comparing them so that in case you were wondering if Hype is similar to Masquerade, since they're both on the warmer side of purples, I'm going to show you that if you already have Masquerade, you don't have to worry because it's very different on the skin. So these are the two. Like I told you, Masquerade's a lot more pink. It's like a magenta pink almost. Like between a purple, like a grape purple, where it has that very strong pinky tone to it, that's what this one is. And this one is just that amethyst blackened purple, gorgeous smoky color. So they are not dupes for each other. And if you already owned Masquerade, do not worry about owning Hype because you're going to get different effects. The next color is called Nostalgic. And Nostalgic is a really, really pretty one. It's like a dainty, out of all of them, it's the most dainty, girly color. It's a bubblegum pink and it's so pretty. And what I like about this is they have another pink in their line, which I do not own. It's called Whimsical. It's more of like a silvery sheen, so a cool tone pink. This one is like a warm pink. It has a gold sheen to it, and it's absolutely gorgeous, and I love it. So I definitely prefer this one. I prefer warmer pinks on me than silvery pinks. I feel like those are a little too frosty on my yellow tone skin, so this one is absolutely gorgeous. I'm so happy that they came out with a warmer pink. So this one is Nostalgic, and it's looking very like champagne-y on camera, but the pink kind of blends into my skin, really. But it has a really nice warm golden sheen off of it, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I absolutely love it. On the website, they describe it as a bubblegum pink with a metallic foiled finish. To me, the metallic foiled finish is very golden warm, but I mean, I could be wrong. But what I see it as is a warmer bubblegum pink. Now, like I told you, there's Whimsical in her already existing line. That one is probably a closer dupe to that, and I think if you were to compare those two, like I said, one is probably more silvery and one is a little warmer. So next up, we have another one that I was so excited about, and this is called Curtain Call, and Curtain Call is a gorgeous red color. It's like a cranberry red color. Now, there is Showtime in her already existing line. Comparing these two together, would show you that this is a lot more red. I've seen swatches of Showtime, and I've seen swatches of Curtain Call, like on my computer screen, so that I could have like the same lighting and like the same conditions, and Curtain Call seems a lot more red than Showtime. I'd never bought Showtime because I like more of that red-based cranberry, and Showtime is very plummy-based. So when I saw Curtain Call, oh my god, I'm dying. I'm dying! This is the most pigmented of the ones I've swatched so far. It's absolutely gorgeous. Oh my god, I can't even believe it. Okay. Yep, this is a keeper. This is Curtain Call, and like I said, it might look very similar to Showtime on camera, but it is a red. It is a beautiful, rich red tone eyeshadow, and I think this blows Showtime out of the water. I'm biased because I told you I love red colors, but I mean, if you have Showtime, I would definitely suggest going on their website. They swatch eyeshadows next to each other. So go on her website and see if you think that they're dissimilar enough for you to own both. Curtain Call is a cranberry red with a foiled finish. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Like, this is what I think of when I think of cranberry. Showtime is similar to MAC's cranberry eyeshadow, which is very plummy. Actually, I'm going to get it. So to me, when I see swatches of Showtime, I think of it as being a dupe to MAC's Cranberry. And this is MAC's Cranberry. And MAC's Cranberry, as you can see, and I've heard people say that they're very similar, it's just obviously Showtime is more pigmented. But this is MAC Cranberry. And then this is, oh boy, this is Curtain Call next to it. So do you see how Curtain Call is a lot more red? So I've heard Showtime is a good dupe for MAC Cranberry, so if that's true, then this is what Showtime would look like, or along the lines of what Showtime would look like next to Curtain Call. So here we go. Do you see this swatch? Like, this is the most pigmented out of any of the ones I've shown you thus far, and this one is a lot more foiled than the ones I've shown you so far. So this one is a keeper. And if you weren't interested in any of the ones I showed you so far, Curtain Call is one you need. I don't care what you say. It's beautiful. Okay, so next up is Legend. And Legend is a really pretty bronzy color. And this one is the one that I thought it would have a lot more dupes within the already existing line. But it's really still unique. There is no spot-on 100% dupe in her line already. So that's a good thing. This is Legend. Very warm tone, bronzy brown. It's beautiful. And Legend on the website is described as a warm bronze with a metallic foil finish. This is Legend. It's absolutely gorgeous. So this right here is Legend. When I originally saw Legend online, I thought it would be so similar to Untamed that it would be kind of pointless of having both. But I was wrong. Untamed is a lot more coppery and warm than Legend is. It's kind of like an amber coppery gold, whereas Legend is just bronze. So next to each other, they might look similar, but you can see that this one's a lot more copper and orangey, and this one's just like a true bronze color. So there we go. You can see they're not similar at all once on the skin. This one is a lot more of like an amber gold, kind of like Amber Lights by MAC. It's very amber, orangey, you know, rusty gold, whereas this is just a true bronze. So if you already owned Untamed, Legend is obviously one that you're not going to regret adding to your collection because they're not identical at all. You're going to get very different effects on the skin. And then the other eyeshadow that I thought was going to be similar to Legend was Flamethrower, but I'm dumb. Flamethrower is nothing like Legend. Legend is bronze, Flamethrower is like coppery, reddish kind of color. So you can see there, those two side by side. Next one up is probably the most unique out of all the foiled eyeshadows because it is a lime green. So there is no other lime green in her foiled eyeshadow line, okay? But in her regular eyeshadow line, there is like a lime-ish green color. It's not lime green like this. This is like acid green. But I'm going to compare them to this color to show you guys. There are a few eyeshadows in the regular eyeshadow range, although this is going to be more pigmented since it's in her foiled formula. If you already have those ones and you don't really wear lime green very often, you might not want to pick this up because then you're going to have a lot of those acid greens that you're just not into. I'm going to show you guys first off Limelight swatched. Now this one is the weakest as far as pigmentation and it's the roughest texture. I mean, I would imagine that this kind of green is hard to perfect, but I'm going in for a second pass, which I've never had to do with any of the other ones. So you need to layer this one up. So this is about 2 layers of it. So that's Limelight. And this is a close-up of it. Limelight is described as a lime green with a metallic foiled finish. So in her regular eyeshadow range, there are a few that I want to compare it to. Next to Pixie Dust, I used to think this is like an acid green. This one is very green next to Pixie Dust. And then if you have it next to this is Fuji. You can see all of a sudden it's very yellow. So this is more of a true green, and this is more of like a lime acid green kind of yellow green color. So right here we see this is Pixie Dust and this is Limelight. So you can see that it is green. Next to a yellowish kind of color, you see the green come out. Okay, we have 2 more left and that's it. So this one is called Take 2 and it is a olive green color. And this is an olive green with a foiled finish is what they describe it as. So there we go. This one is Take 2 right over here. It's really pretty. It's just an olive green though. There's nothing too spectacular about it, too revolutionary. This is Take 2. It does have a sheen to it, but it's not like in your face, shiny. So that's Take 2, right over there. There are 2 eyeshadows I want to compare it to. One is in her foiled range and one is her regular eyeshadow range. So from the foiled range, there is a color called Jester. Jester is one of my favorite colors from the original line of foiled eyeshadows. It was part of the first 10 that came out. It's absolutely gorgeous. It is spectacular. I love it. I prefer Jester over Take 2. I just think it's prettier. That's just my opinion. They're not exact dupes. You can see this is a lot more olive than this one. This one's just a lot more of like a beautiful jewel tone, kind of pretty, bright green. And this one is just olive green. So that's those 2 next to each other. The olive tone of this really comes out next to Jester. So here is Jester and here is Take 2. You can see why I mean that Jester is just more, it's just more beautiful. I don't know. I'm very biased towards Jester. It has more of the foiled effect and it's just more pigmented and I don't know. I really, really like Jester, but you can see that they're not similar. So if you're looking for an olive green, Take 2 is definitely one to have. And if you were worried it was too close to Jester, they're really not close at all. They're in the same color family because they're greens, but they are not comparable. So you don't have to worry about having like a dupe. There is one other eyeshadow from her line called Venom. It's just part of her regular eyeshadow line. It's just a shimmery color. So these 2 are probably closer dupes to each other than Jester is to Take 2. So there's those 2. Venom is a lot more green than Take 2. So Take 2 has that very olivey tone to it. So any green I put next to it is kind of making this look a little more brownish green. But that's those 2. So this is Venom and this is Take 2, and I'm going to swatch them next to each other. Okay, so this is one of those situations where you eat your words and you completely embarrass yourself on camera because they are not similar at all. This is Take Two and this is Venom. Okay, so Venom is a lot more of that deep, like, deep green, rich, you know, earthy green, and Take Two is just like an olive green. So they're not similar at all, but in the pan they looked very similar. So it's my bad, it's my bad. They're not dupes for each other. Okay, so we're down to our last one, the last eyeshadow. And Epic is a beautiful color. Epic is an emerald green with a metallic fold finish. So this is Epic right over here. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's a beautiful emerald green. And to my knowledge, there is nothing similar to this within the already existing foiled eyeshadow range. This is Epic. I mean, it's actually epic. Like, the name suits it. It is gorgeous. Look at it. Oh my god, I love it. So that is the last one, called Epic. Alright guys, so that is it for my swatches of the new foiled eyeshadow expansion set from Makeup Geek and comparisons. I hope that the comparisons made sense to you guys. I hope it was helpful. So it was just to be helpful. It wasn't to look stupid and be like, oh, these are dupes. I wasn't claiming they were dupes. I was testing if they were dupes. So I don't want people thinking like I was some kind of colorblind idiot. I was just trying to be helpful, and hopefully I was helpful. Hopefully you liked it. If you did, give it a thumbs up so I know to do more videos like this if you did like it. And also, I have been trying to organize my entire Makeup Geek eyeshadow collection to do a huge Swatch Fest video where I swatch each and every one of them. And yeah, that's it for today's video. If you aren't subscribed already, please subscribe. It'll make my day. It's free and you get notified every time I post a new video, including that Swatch Fest video. So if that's not incentive to subscribe, I don't know what is. All of my links to all my social media will be down below. I have Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram. I hope you guys are having a great day or night wherever you are in the world. Whenever you're watching this video, I hope it's a great one, and I will be seeing you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.